Hey everyone, it's aXXo from aXXo Games. Today I'm going to show you another project that we made for a course on the platform, which you can find link in the description. And this project is anti-debug. It's a very simple and yet another anti-debugging sandbox that is TUI based. You execute it, it gives you a list of potential detections, which you can toggle on and off using your arrow keys and space. And if they're detected, they're marked as detected. Very straightforward stuff. It's open source and free. There's no condition. The license is MIT. If you'd like to contribute, you are free to contribute and add new detections. We use C++ 17 only. We have a specific convention and you can read more. All you have to do is make a fork, make a branch, and make a pull request to a specific issue. So make sure you have an issue open for the feature you'd like to add. I will review your commit and your commits, and I will make a counter commit if there's anything that needs to be changed and merge everything together. So the code is very straightforward. It's a simple TUI based app that uses a library known as what's FTX-UI, I believe. Indeed it is. And it has a thread dedicated has a thread dedicated to the anti-debugging, and the default thread is used for the detections. So essentially in the UI code is where the UI is being rendered, and it just renders the UI continuously. There's a little bit of multi-threading protections with, I think we have a mutex, I'm not sure, but the big logic happens here with the main loop. Until the UI stops, it keeps going, and yet indeed there's a mutex for the anti-debugging detections. It goes over all the detections, and essentially I can go in antidebug.cpp and show you. If you go at the very top, it's a list, an array, a C++ array, std array I mean, of anti-debug options for which you have a name, and there's a macro you can use to add new ones. There's a name, there's an option for whether or not it is enabled by default, and finally a callback. The callbacks are very straightforward. They're just void functions that take as an input a reference to the option which it concerns, because then when you do your detection, you just set the detected boolean inside of that option to true or false. If it's true, it's going to be detected. Otherwise, you just set it to false. All the whether or not it is enabled, all this crap is handled in the main function. So all you have to worry about is adding a callback here, adding your new option here, and finally increasing the std array, because it doesn't automatically implicitly determine its own size. I think it does in C++ 20 or above, but again, we are in C++ 17, so that's how we gotta do it. There's a mutex right here. I don't know how necessary it is, but it does the job. And there is a bug that has been patched in the new versions of FTX-UI, but I haven't updated yet, that when you close in release, it crashes. It's not a big deal. It still works real great. For a demo, I can open it right now. It should compile properly. It's been a while since I opened it, so I'm not sure. And yeah, you have the window. You can enable options like close handle, which if I do it, it causes an exception because that's what the detection does. I think with x64dbg, you don't even get an exception, but if I keep going, you're gonna see that it becomes detected. Anyways, so it works. And another option I'd like to add is some detections like, let's say, callback enumerate device drivers, which is very stupid, but it's to detect things like Process Explorer or DBVM, which it's not very common, but it can still be used. These are very resource intensive because they enumerate and they need to make a structure and all this stuff. So I think in the future I'll add an option to set a delay, an optional delay, where I don't know, you can precise that every 350 milliseconds this detection runs, and by default it's just going to be 0, so it's going to be continuously being checked. So I think that's the next feature I'll add. I was also advised to add a way to have descriptions for each detection, but we do already describe every single detection we add in the README. So also, if you want to add a detection, make sure to also update the README to add its description here in the documentation section. Usually you want to say how it works under the hood and how it can be bypassed. Some of them don't really explain how to bypass them, so it's not a rule, but at least describing what it does is the minimum so people can understand what it is, right? That's pretty much the tool. If you'd like to contribute, you're free to do it. I hope you're gonna enjoy that tool. So with all of this aside, I'll see you in the next video.